Hey everybody, welcome back to Collector's Haven. My name is Mike Pingel, and this is the Collector's Haven show. And today, today, we're diving back into Star Wars. You know, I love Star Wars, and Star Wars is my #1 movie. And I've already seen some of the stuff, and my Millennium Falcon is on full hyperdrive. All right, we have Aaron Brett in the house. Thank you for coming onto Collector's Haven.
Thanks for having me.
I would be so excited to be in your, is this your bedroom that you have your collection, or is this, no?
So this is a loft space that I gradually took over, and it just sort of turned into my Star Wars loft. So it's a loft space on our second floor that was perfect for it. So I started moving stuff in, and before you know it, it belonged to me.
Yes, I think it's great. I think I'm excited. I'm excited. When did you first start collecting? I'm just holding back.
So I've been collecting for a long time. Probably like around middle school. I started with the Power of the Force stuff because that was I was of that age, so all that stuff was readily available. I'm 37, so I had in middle school, the special edition VHSs came out, and those are I know. Sorry about that.
We can discuss that. I was there. I'm old people. We went to see an opening of 1977 Star Wars. So
would have loved to have done that had I been alive.
See. That's so sad that I was alive. No, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. And
yeah.
But so is that what your first induction with Star Wars was, the release of the VHSs? Or?
Yeah. In fact, the first movie I ever saw was Return of the Jedi. A friend of mine introduced me to it, and I loved it. And then obviously went back and watched the others, and then the rest is history. And I've been a humongous. And then I was in middle school when I was in 8th grade. When the Phantom Menace came out. So
go ahead.
I went to see that a bunch of times. I loved it. I couldn't wait. I saw Attack of the Clones 6 times in the theaters.
That was a good one.
I saw Revenge of the Sith. I love them. So I love them all. So I'm just a Star Wars fan. So like I always look for the good in anything that is released having to do with Star Wars. And if I don't like, So I make it work because the overall story is just, to me, the most important thing. So like the little details I make work. It's a movie ultimately. So it's not real life. So I try not to. Yeah, I know it's new. Yeah, breaking news. Star
Wars is not real life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean there are aspects of it that are certainly real. So I find enjoyment out of anything that comes out. So I just consider myself an overall fan. There's always something good, no matter what comes out. So I remember my first figure ever was a Power of the Force Han in Carbonite. And I bought it, and I just. And I just kept going. And then, I loved collecting. I found out I just loved collecting.
Excellent.
And then, yeah.
So that was your first piece.
That was it. Yeah.
And
in the orange card. On the orange card, the orange line. I'll never forget it. Yep.
Orange line. Oh. See, I remember the trading cards because there was the blue line and then the red ones and the orange ones. And there's the green ones in there too. And I love.
Yep.
I love.
Me too.
So, let's just ask, who was your favorite character?
So it would be Yoda.
Oh, so
yeah. So I'm really into so starting in college, like I really got into like Zen Buddhism.
Okay.
And I don't consider myself like a Buddhist or anything like that, but I like it. I like the philosophy, and it really aligns well with Yoda's sort of philosophy. So like I really like his character, his wisdom, And close second is Luke. So
okay. I was thinking the child from the Mandalorian. He could have probably kicked everybody else out.
Right.
I would say his name, but I can never pronounce it.
Grogu.
Grogu, yeah. I always want to say like one of the gremlins or something.
That's essentially what he is. But he is.
We were out, actually, my friend and I were out in Target. He took me out for my birthday yesterday, and everything has him on it.
I know.
There's
He's
no one else,
the world.
no other character.
I know. He's taking over the whole world.
What do you love most about collecting?
So like, there are two things. One is like to search and find. So there's some aspect of it that I really love, like the chase and like when you finally find something or you finally have it, right? And it comes out, you're excited and you finally have it in your hand. Like there's something really cool about that. The other thing too is like connecting with people. So like I get to do shows like this. I'm on a million collecting groups on Facebook, and I've made like a ton of friends I've actually never met, but I consider friends.
Yeah.
It's an awesome community. I've connected with so many people. So those are probably the two things that I like most about it.
And in the community, do you find that it's easy to like trade with people, or if you find something, you're like, I'm looking for this, and they'll find it and let you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful.
So much nicer than Charlie's Angels people.
Is it? Yeah. Well, Star Wars is, it's almost universal. So like, the sheer amount of people who collect Star Wars,
Yeah. And the sheer amount of stuff that they made.
That's right. That's endless.
For you as a collector, how do you stop?
So this is something that I actually like kind of struggle with, because like when I first, so I have like two phases of my collecting life. So one is like when I was younger and I just, I bought a lot of the figures, but I didn't have money. So it's not like I could, I was in middle school and high school. So, and then I went to college and I didn't do any collecting at all, really. And then, in my sort of, I guess you could say like late, like 20s, and then really into my mid 30s, like I started again, seriously. Like I was like, okay,
start making money, we start recollecting.
Well, that's it. I started making money. I can buy these things now. So I started like, really, I'd say seriously, like journey probably started like 5 years ago in terms of serious collecting. And then it's just from there, I've just been doing it consistently, like religiously.
Now with Star Wars, is there something specific that you collect in the world, or is it?
Yeah, so this is sort of it gets to the other point too, which is like when I first started collecting, I just like started collecting everything, and then I would find out like, oh no, like I kind of like I wanted to do this with my display or like with my and then so I'd sell a bunch of stuff, and then I'd buy more stuff, and then I'm like, oh, actually no. So like then like just like about a year ago, I started really focusing, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna focus my collection on like a few things, so the three main things I collect are Hot Toys and Sideshow. So I think I have about like 65 Sideshow and Hot Toy pieces, mostly Hot Toys, 1/6 scale stuff, some Sideshow, and then like some Sideshow statues, which I love. Okay. And then I collect like I started doing vintage for a while. And that's like a whole different world. So, I like it, but it's, and I've actually had a bunch of vintage pieces.
Pricing.
Yeah, I actually had the first 12 all graded on the from 1977 on the mail away stand. Ooh. And it was all graded. And I actually just sold it, but, yeah, I know.
Great. Just sold it. Sold it yesterday, Mike. Sorry, we can't see that one.
But I'm really good friends with the guy I sold it to, so I can try to get a,
No.
Sneak peek. But then I just started focusing on the Hot Toys, Sideshow, the vintage collection, which I love. I love the vintage collection stuff. I love the vehicles. I love the packaging and the cards, and they put out a ton of stuff. And then some other stuff is like some Black Series stuff, but I really
Nice too.
I like the black, but that you can really fall down a rabbit hole with that as well. Like it's just like a black hole. So I only got like the sort of Rebels, Clone Wars, and Mando stuff.
One from Target or Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to buy one of those things where I was like, I should pre-order. It's $24.99 pre-order.
Yep.
The day that a pre-order sold out.
Yep. I actually have the whole set of all of them. So I have the whole set of the Rebels, Clone Wars, and Mando. So, the Black Series.
Let's stop talking about it and let's start looking at it.
Okay. All right. So, here I'll flip the camera over. So I think we'll start with, if you don't mind, the Hot Toys.
Whatever you want.
The sideshow display. So these are a couple of my really sort of nicer statues. This is one of my favorite characters as well. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, especially old hermit Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, who he didn't remember he had a R2D2 or C-3PO. I'm like, really? Did you not watch the other movies?
Yeah. And here's the legendary scale sideshow Yoda, which is one of my favorite pieces.
So are you saying it's scale to the actual Yoda from the movie itself?
So they have inside. So Sideshow has, these are quarter scale premium format statues. The Yoda is what they call legendary scale, which is a higher. It's a higher scale in terms of size. So this would be, I'm actually not sure exactly what the scale size would be, but if you look at some of the other legendary scale statues, they're quite large. So this is a Yoda to that, whatever the legendary scale is. I have to look and see what that scale is. But the detail is unbelievable. I mean, it's got, the logs and the little bug.
Yeah, I just want him to start talking. Give us wisdom. Give us
it's remarkable. And this is a space. Actually, I just got the quarter scale Hot Toys Darth Vader that's going to be going there as soon as it comes in. We'll have
I'd be like that. When I was a Charlie's Angel, as a kid, when I didn't have the posters, I would put a post-it and say, "This is where it's going." Post it. This is where this is going to go.
It's all planned out. And then so that's going there. So we'll have the Holy Trinity, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and you can use the Anakin sculpt on that. So. And here I made some just little dioramas. A couple of my favorite scenes. There's the one from Rogue One. Here's from The Force Awakens. You can see. Here is Obi-Wan, who has fallen down. My son was in here yesterday.
He's my only toy. Oh, you let your son play with your toys?
I do. Yeah.
Wow, you're a good dad.
Certain things, but, and then lastly, some dewback sand troopers on Tatooine there.
I love it. I love it. How old
What's that?
How old is your son?
4.
So he's just getting into Star Wars.
He loves it.
That's what amazes me, because I had nephews who fell in love with Star Wars, and I'm like, I can't believe something I loved in 1977 and I've lived all my life. Now my nephew, and now one's 20 and the other one is like 16, and now your child is loving it. I mean, it's so much.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I think that's the most amazing part.
The amazing part is it's the true basis of Star Wars, and the humanity and the evil fight. It's all still
the hero's journey.
Yes.
Yeah, the hero's journey. So here there's a 1/6 scale sideshow stuff. Here's the Gonk droid and R5, and then I love these. Count Dooku and Yoda, and some battle droids in the background. Here we have Return of the Jedi. Luke reaching for his lightsaber there. We have Stormtrooper Finn, Rey fixing BB-8's antenna, and Kylo. And Solo. Darth Maul with his metal legs, the Mud Trooper, and Han himself.
I love how you made the little vignettes. The last one is not really, but everything else is really great. I would love to see all three of those in the same room at one point. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So now we go, so each shelf goes by trilogy here. So we have the prequels. So Qui-Gon, Commander Cody, getting execute Order 66, and Django.
I love that. Just a side note with that. I don't know if you have the Christmas ornaments, but there's a Christmas ornament with them fighting at the lava, and he's like, "You're the only hope. You're the only hope." I'm like, "That's very Christmassy." And then you're like,
"Yeah, that tis the season. Yeah,
tis the season. You're our only hope. You were our only hope." Merry Christmas.
So, and here's Chancellor Palpatine, Tyne. All right.
He looks now we nice in that. Wait, that's better than he looked in the show, I think. I mean, makeup.
Here we go with the original trilogy.
I love the medicine.
Yes, the interrogation droid.
Yes, thank you.
There's Darth. In my favorite pose, one of my favorite scenes, when he force chokes. He finds his lack of faith disturbing. There's Obi-Wan, Chewie, and Han. Cinnamon Bun Princess Leia.
Can you repose them, or are they just posed like that?
Oh yeah. You can pose them however you want.
Okay.
So all these are posed, specifically to match whatever I sort of wanted. But yeah, you can pose. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it comes with a ton of accessories. So here's Yoda and R2, and Luke's face and Vader's helmet from the cave scene.
Yeah, I always miss that in the Happy Meal. I could never get that one.
So that's the original trilogy. There are more, actually, original trilogy. But and now here's the sequel trilogy. We got The Last Jedi, Leia, Chewie and Han, Kylo, the Jet Trooper, and First Order TIE Pilot. And then Rey and Luke. And so we'll go over to the other DTOF. Here is the best scene ever. And then we have Luke.
Actually, the best scene ever is R2-D2 and C-3PO in the beginning, but it's okay.
Luke hanging from the weather vane.
Or, ow, that really hurt.
Here's some Mythos. These are really cool figures. These are Sideshow Mythos figures. So it has Obi-Wan. This is him in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. It's pretty cool. He comes with a bunch of stuff. He's got his Clone Wars backpack. And then same with Boba. There's Mythos Boba. Zoom tight.
Sorry.
And then there's Hermit Luke with R2. And now we have Endor, Leia, Scout Trooper, and Wicket. And Finn, the First Order Trooper, and Captain Phasma. There. Nice. So now we have 1/6 scale Jabba. With Salacious Crumb. And the Jawa and Lando C-3PO and Boba coming out of the Sarlacc pit. So that is one of my favorite pieces.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece. That's a beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah.
Where's Princess Leia laying in her little outfit? Where is she? Why is she not?
Yeah, they don't make her. So you have to get like a custom kit.
Are you kidding me?
Disney doesn't love the Slave Leia thing. They're not really into making them.
Oh, them and their and they hate guns too, but why? I mean,
yeah.
That is the epitome of fandom, her and her little outfits.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't you can buy a custom, it doesn't look great. So I don't love it. Kind of, to me yeah. But now we have so these are just coming out now. These are the Mando sideshow. Mando Hot Toys. So we have the Incinerator Trooper, Death Trooper, and Remnant Stormtrooper. I'm waiting on the Beskar Mando, going here, IG-11, going here, and there's a ton of other releases from Hot Toys from the Mando series, and we'll go over to here because I have one. This Mando. So the life-size child was supposed to be here yesterday, and he's not. So he's going right here. I know, DHL. So, now here are the Black Series collections I told you about. So you got the whole set there. And Clone Wars set.
So those aren't out. So do you ever rotate stuff in and out? Is that what happens?
So this bookshelf is new actually. So because I found it and I was like, this is perfect. So I just put these in. So I don't know. I kind of might keep this because I just really like the look of these. Because they make a sort of like a diorama.
Yeah.
And I really like how they did that. So I don't know if they're going to keep putting them out. I have an issue. I'm going to have a room issue. So, which is not that uncommon. That is a couple of Bad Batch. These are from the new series coming out, Bad Batch. And then the Rebels line. So those are the Black Series. And then I have some more Black Series over here. The Galaxy's Edge set from Target. And the first wave of Mando figures. So this is the first wave of Black Series Mando. The only one I don't have is the white boxed first release Mando. I had it, don't have it anymore. Other than that, they're all here. Then I have onto the vintage collection. So here's the Slave 1. It's really cool. Vintage collection, Slave 1. Vintage collection, Red 5. Very cool. One of my favorites, the vintage collection, Falcon. So this is the new Galaxy's Edge one from Target. And I know that there's another one too that they put out years ago. The Legacy Falcon, and they're pretty similar. But this is really cool. This does so much stuff.
Wow. And then you have that rug there too.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a score a while ago on Amazon before it became popular, and now it's hard to get, but when I got it, nobody wanted it.
Do you find that things, either it comes out really hot or it's really not hot, or how do you find that in the Star Wars world?
So most things, in Star Wars, I assume most things are going to come out hot and going to be valuable for the most part. They're not all, obviously, but I just assume that. And then, once in a while you hit. So, for instance, this Ahsoka is worth like, I don't know, 800 times its price. So, it's unpunched. And it's one of my favorite figures. So here is now this is the Commando Credit Collection, which I love. These are really cool. And then down here is Hondo, and this is one of my favorites. This is the rocket-firing mail-away Boba Fett. So, you probably know the story, but they were just about to release this in 1979, and then somebody choked. A kid choked on a small toy piece, and then they recalled it before they released it. And then they glued the rocket into Boba Fett's backpack so that it couldn't come out and kids couldn't choke. And I do believe there's only one still, there's one available. Somebody owns it. And I know that, I think I saw Pawn Stars. Somebody brought it in. They wanted $1 million for it. So, in 2000, I think it's 12. I have to check, but 2000 they re-released it. It's a mail away, and this is the actual rocket firing Boba Fett. This is how it was supposed to be.
Wow.
So these are all vintage collection. This is Yak Face, the Power of the Force, VC00. And it came with the Jabba sail barge.
And these are the ones you started with, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, and then we have more vintage. So we have some unpunched Anakin, and Obi-Wan Clone Wars. Sort of all mixed in here, different ones. Some Mandalorian. I love the Mandalorian.
Who does not?
I know.
They've done some wacky, wonderful stuff, and especially taking characters that we all loved,
right?
Giving them actual backstories, which has been amazing.
It's spectacular, just spectacular. So here's some more vintage collection. I try to stick to the rarer ones because they're you could buy them till you're So I just try to get some of the more some of the older rare ones. This one's cool. This is Leia from a deleted scene.
Ooh, so did they release the one with the deleted scene? I didn't know that. It's
pretty cool.
Okay, you were talking about punch and unpunch. Is unpunched you get more money for it, or
you do? Unpunched are worth a pretty good amount more. Yep. That means they never hit the store.
No one touched it.
No one touched it. So and then so I have a lot of unpunched vintage collection stuff. Here is the Power of the Force AT-AT. And electronic. It's really cool with a vintage Hoth playset. And I set up the little scene here. So we got some snowtroopers, some rebel Hoth troopers battling it out. Han and Chewie over here minding their own business.
I love it. They're looking for Luke still.
That's right. Luke was hanging from the AT-AT. My son has since confiscated it.
But you go in after he goes in and goes, oh, what did he take? What's going on?
Which leads me to my next thing, which is the whole pride and joy of my collection, which is Jabba's sail barge. So this is the vintage collection. This is HasLab's first Star Wars project. This thing is massive, and it's beautiful. It is, the level of detail is unbelievable on it. And I built with my brother-in-law, we built this sort of platform for it. I got a stand that says, Return of the Jedi, Jabba's sail barge. And it says, Jabba, this is your last chance, Luke Skywalker. And so Luke was on this skiff, saluting R2, and is no longer on the skiff. So I think we all know what happened to Luke.
Oh. You know what your son's favorite character is.
Yeah. So then we have, the Sarlacc hit the second skiff. And when you sort of focus it out.
So may I ask how much that run you?
So this, if you bought it from HasLab, so HasLab, you back it. It's like a backer project. So they wanted, I think they wanted $5,000 for this to back it. So you back it. No, not dollars, people. So you back it, and their goal was 5,000. And if they got 5,000, they would make it. They ended up getting 8,000 and something backers. So they made it. And now it sells for anywhere from $1,600 to $5,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they only made 8,000 of them.
So is this your most expensive item in the room?
It is now. Yep. Yep.
What was it before?
So I had the first 12 graded with the mail-away stand from 1977. And that was actually a few $1,000s.
Nice.
But this is definitely now, and this is certainly the I think the most sought after Star Wars toy. I think right now, because HasLab they just did their second Star Wars backer project, which is the Razor Crest.
Oh,
and they got far more than that. I think they ended up getting over 24,000 people.
Wow!
To back that,
like, ooh, we missed that last one.
Well, that's it. And now everybody sort of wants the sail barge.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that sort of well known, I guess, at that when they did the first one. So that's my pride and joy. That's and you can open up all the compartments, and it's got a kitchen, and Jabba's in there with his whole crew, and Leia and C-3PO, and here, let's see if I can open it. 1 second.
Star Wars has gone black. Hold on. It's like the Black Series. We're waiting for him to open up to see Jabba. Here we go.
Just do this very carefully. I'm having trouble getting the compartment off. Please come off. But I do want to show this because it's really cool.
I want to see it.
There we go. All right. We got it off. So, we got a couple of guys down here. Not a problem. All the cups are gone.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So anyway, here.
Wow.
Yep. So we got the whole crew. And there's more, and you can't really see the level of detail on this, but it's unbelievable. It's got wood flooring. So
wow, that is some nice work.
Yeah, they did an incredible job on it. They really did. It's an incredible piece. And R2's up there waiting to launch his lightsaber at Luke.
Hi, R2.
And Boba, ready to fall into the Sarlacc pit accidentally.
Oops. What in your collection is your weirdest collectible that you bought?
Let's see. Oh, it's not really weird, but it's a life-size Babu Frick.
Babu, I love Babu. He is underrated in the movie. He is so underrated.
He's an American treasure.
I know why they put him in there, but he did not get his due. I don't think.
I agree.
He's
a treasure. He's an American treasure.
He should have his own spinoff. That's all I have to say.
Agreed.
His own DNY show. That's what they should do. That would Star Wars. You can go ahead and steal that from me.
They should. They definitely should.
Yes. After WandaVision's out, let's do that.
This was custom made, actually. So they don't make these.
Okay, Star Wars, you have to steal that now and make that.
Yeah. And so now I like this. These are the Black Series 40th anniversary release. So this is the original 12, and they re-released for the 40th. So I got the set there.
And the 40th was last year or the year before?
No, it was a while ago because we just came up on 40th Empire.
Yes.
So
that's right. Yeah.
So it was 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, so if I ever come over to your home and that's missing, you know who took it. Your son.
And now we have vintage Jabba and the throne room. And then some more Black Series Return of the Jedi set. Luke. With Yoda. Chewie with C-3PO. And Jar Jar Binks. I gotta have one. And these are a couple of things.
Waiting for me to say something about Jar Jar. I know you were.
I was.
No.
These are the 20th Phantom Menace, 20th anniversary Phantom Menace. I believe they were Comic-Con exclusives. And then we have the retro lines. So here's a prototype Vader, the rainbow prototype Vader. And these I really like these figures because they're made from like the same molds, and they're retro. They were released a few years ago, so right now they have A New Hope and Empire available.
Okay, I'm going on to eBay tonight. How much do those run for?
They're pretty cheap. They're pretty cheap. I think you can get like the whole wave. The only really expensive, so there are two expensive ones in this whole thing. One is obviously Boba Fett, which is always, no matter what. And then the prototype Vader.
And why is that? Why is he so obsessed with Boba Fett?
I don't know why people are so obsessed with Boba Fett. It's always been the case.
Interesting.
And especially with collectibles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be a book on that.
Yeah, everybody. It's bizarre. I mean, it's always Boba Fett is always like the most sought after one. So I know he's really. It's because he's cool looking, but so. And here is George Lucas in Stormtrooper disguise in the Saga collection. The Saga.
That's nice. That's nice. I wonder how much
he
gets from that.
And here's the Empire Strikes Back retro collection. These are really cool. See, they're not bad. They run you maybe. You could probably get the whole set for $300.
Oh yes, I just have that flying around here. Hold on.
Well, it's all relative here.
Of course.
And
I have some of those.
These are the concepts. So these are the Ralph Mcquarrie. This is the Ralph Mcquarrie concept art set. So you can see we have Yoda and Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker concept, Snow Trooper concept, Rebel Trooper, Stormtrooper, and Star Killer Hero. And C-3PO and R2-D2.
I have that one, I think.
Do you? Yeah, it's really cool.
A couple of them from I went to one of the celebrations, and I went to one of the
Yep.
So
yeah, a couple of these were Celebration and Comic-Con exclusives. So, and here's Ralph Mcquarrie himself, and Proto Boba, Proto Concept Vader. And then concept Han Solo and Chewbacca. And then Spirit Obi-Wan, which I just love. And I think that is just about it. We have some posters, TIE Fighter hanging up there, and of course the Wampa beanbag.
Which is a must in every home.
It is. It's a staple.
Because Wampa was so warm and friendly. You should have that.
Yeah, right. Well, this one is very cuddly. And I'll just show the outside looks like.
Wow.
So that's the doorway to the loft. And this lights up, but my son likes to leave it on. So it does not light up right now. But
wow.
Here's just sort of like an overview of the whole loft.
So what was the hardest thing for you to find in your collection?
Let's see, the hardest thing to find. Oops, sorry. The hardest thing to find was probably That's a great question. You can find anything if you're willing to pay for it.
Well, there you go. At least have your Visa Black card, or and not this is the Visa anyway.
It's is it American Express?
American Express. I think it's American
Yeah.
Express.
No, the hardest thing I think to find was probably. Oh God, that's a great question. I'm trying to think of like if I really struggled to find something.
Okay, well, we can move on.
Let's move on. Because I can't like think of anything that I really struggled to find.
Was there a wacky story about getting one of your items?
Yeah, so the Jabba the Hutt, 1/6 scale Jabba, the Hutt has actually been sold and brought back. Not only, but literally the same one. So, so I sold the Jabba Hutt to a buddy of mine.
Okay.
He had it for about 3 months, 4 months.
Oh, I think you have your hand up.
Sorry. Yeah, I do. So I sold the Jabba the Hutt, and he's had it for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And I now have it back. It's the same exact one. We've passed it back and forth. In fact, we just got onto the point where now we consider it shared custody.
Strange. What you do in your galaxies is what you stays in your galaxy. Okay. What you do there. What items are you searching for? Is there something that's eluded you?
Yeah. So one I really want is the Vintage Collection Slave Leia, which is really hard to find.
Yeah.
I've been searching for that for a reasonable price, but they're hard to find at a reasonable price.
I'm assuming what a reasonable price and what a going price for her would be.
So the going, I've seen a lot for like $275.
Okay.
It's funny, the vintage collection sometimes actually are some of them are worth more than the actual vintage figures. It's really bizarre how it's worked out. But so she's one that is very tough to get. And then I really, really want the Mandalorian in Beskar armor. So you saw the Hot Toys one?
Yes.
And I have been waiting for it now for a long time, and Sideshow's just taking their sweet time, and everybody else seems to be getting it, and I just, it's not here yet. So that one I'm really anxiously waiting.
Nice. No, so do you go to conventions? Have you met any of the stars from the film?
I haven't actually. I've gone to a couple of conventions, but I've never met anybody.
Restraining orders, or why?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's something that I'd really like to do. And I know, like, I don't know why I've never done it.
Okay. It's not your thing. You're just looking for your Princess Leia,
We're just, they're just people like me.
I have other things to do. I can't speak with you. Break that wall. Break that wall for you. Will you break the wall? So we know what most expensive was for you. How much do you think your collection is worth?
I have a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet. Yeah.
Because a lot of collectors go, I wish I had one, and then you're like one who has one. Nice.
I definitely have an Excel spreadsheet, and I keep track of the going rate or value of every item. So I actually do know the answer to this, and it's about $31,000.
Wow. So, son, here is your college tuition.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Someday maybe I'll be able to. Well, that'd be like a semester right now.
It's true. Who knows? Where do you find the best place to purchase your collectibles?
I think on the groups, on the Facebook groups. Yeah, because they're fellow collectors. So you find a lot of good people. They're not trying to make, they're not scalpers. They're not, gougers. They're just trying to probably sell things so they can buy more things a lot of the time. So, and they're collectors, so they know what it's like to be looking for certain items. And I like that about dealing exclusively with collectors rather than, people who wait out at Target and then charge 5 times the price for it, that kind of thing.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm sure most people know Target and Walmart are just empty these days.
They were when yes.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know what the cause is. I know there's a lot of discussion around what the cause is, but they have never have anything. At least mine don't. So those aren't very good places. So you either really have the groups or eBay. I miss Toys R Us terribly. So those are basically the only two places. I like Hasbro Pulse. I do a lot of pre-ordering from Hasbro itself.
Oh, well, yeah. You have a lot of avenues, Star Wars.
Yeah. And for my hot toys, I'll give a shout out to Ray from Underground Figures, because he's from Rhode Island, and he is a sideshow retailer, and he's awesome, and he makes it extremely easy. So I actually never have to order anything directly through Sideshow. I go right through him all the time.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
You have a connection.
Yep.
So do you have other Star Wars stuff not in the room, or is it all in the room?
So, nope, I do. So my son has actually adopted most of it. So I have a lot of other Star Wars stuff that is probably all over my living room floor at the moment. So he has he loves lightsabers. So I had a collection of lightsabers as well. He has since taken them over. So the Hasbro, the Force FX sabers and stuff, he loves those. So he's probably got about 8 of those.
Oh, nice.
And then he's got probably another collection of about 50 lightsabers.
Wow.
And he's got a lot of his own figures that he plays with like the C-3PO and Vader carrying cases.
Wow.
And
it must be fun to have that.
It is the best.
Who cares about baseball and crap like that? Let's go to get some stuff. I love it.
It's great.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say he's got a lot of stuff already for a 4-year-old, and he's got a lot of 12-inch figures also. So yeah, and we have a Black Series Vader helmet that's downstairs in his playroom that made it down there too. So yeah.
Good. But are there things in the room that he knows he can't touch?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good.
And he's really good about it.
I'm glad that you're making those.
Yep.
Those lines.
Yep. Absolutely. He's wonderful about it. He comes in here and he knows what he's not supposed to touch and what he can play with, and he's always great about it. It's wonderful.
That's beautiful. So except for the things that you pre-ordered, is there anything else in the world that you are looking for?
Yeah, I would really like to own the first 12 card bags, the figures. Yeah, so that's one thing that I really always love to own. Like I've always wanted to own it, all 12 of the 12 card backs, the originals. Yeah, that is what I really love.
Excellent. Well, there's 2 things I want to look at before we wrap the show up.
Sure.
There was a wanted poster for Han Solo.
Yes.
From Ewok. I think it was. I don't know if it was a comic on the wall.
Yes, here's the wanted poster. Oh nope, that's me. Turn it around. Wanted by proclamation of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Palpatine. I can't. I always pronounce. I don't know why. And then there's the Ewok. I think that's the Ewok 1. The first Ewok.
Nice. I love those.
Nothing beats an Academy education.
And you're covering your microphone.
Sorry. So here's a propaganda poster. Nothing beats an Academy education.
Now, are these fan things or?
Yes, I made these. I printed them out.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're creating your own. I love that.
Yep. This I made. The Han Solo I got from the Bounty Hunter's Guide book, and it came in that, and then I framed it. And then the Ewok comic, obviously, I didn't make that. I wish I did.
Nice. So my last question, are you a fan of the Star Wars trading app?
Not even familiar with it.
on the Star Wars trading app, but I guess not. Why do you don't know about the Star Wars trading app? It's digital cards online on your
I'd love
app.
to.
You should do it.
I'd love to. Okay.
I'm addicted. I can't. I won't allow me to. The thing I love about it is it you know, you get all these new cards, and you get a daily dump, and you know, right now, you know, it's so much. You know, through the pandemic, it's been my game.
I'm down.
But people spend a lot of money on it. I mean, if you want to, when I first started, I spent a couple dollars on it, and I was like, why? It's all just digital. It's stupid.
Right. That's what happens.
We were gonna be friends. I'm Jedi Pingel on the trading app. If you come on,
I'll look into it. I'm down. Believe me.
Star Wars. You know what that movie is, right?
Never heard of it.
Maybe. Well, you know, Star Wars trading cards was a huge thing when I was a child. I mean,
right.
Thing. I mean, we always had trading cards. You know, I had Charlie Xeno's trading cards, Close Encounters trading cards. I know that they're still a big thing, but they were
bigger, yeah.
Huge in the 70s. So I forgive you for that. I forgive you, but
thank you.
You have fun. Where can people get a hold of you if they have something they want to send you or sell you or anything like that?
Yeah. So Aaron Brett on Facebook. My picture's Luke Skywalker, old man Luke Skywalker. So you know, that's unmistakable. And then on Twitter, I'm at Ron is A-Rod.
Okay.
333.
Excellent.
I think.
Well, I'll put it below so people can see it if they want to reach out. But yeah,
it's not something I use. I don't use my Twitter handle a lot. I'm just on it. I don't use it. Like I don't even know what it is.
You don't tweet. People don't.
I do. I like Twitter.
I don't think I get enough feedback on Twitter as I do Instagram and Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's like the furthest from my mind.
Yeah. And I'm not on Instagram,
so I don't care. If you're not saying how beautiful and pretty and nice I am, who cares?
Yeah. Then what's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah. Right.
Aaron, thank you. This has been an amazing time for you.
Thank you so much.
All your collection. I am jealous. I am jealous of your son. I am jealous. You know, it was amazing. It was an amazing collection. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My childhood.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for Jar Jar Binks for coming on for the brief moment. He deserves a reboot, I swear. Anyway. Everybody out there, thank you for watching Collector's Haven. Please like us, share us, all of the universe, so Darth Vader can come down and my vocal cords will kill me or whatever. As my father would say, another one bites the dust. Thank you for joining us. If you have a collection you want me to look at it, please let me know, and have a great time collecting. See ya. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.